The Babylon Blueprint, the true lineage of the galactic deception. Hey everyone, today I want to lay out a massive spiritual connection that bridges ancient history, modern technology, and the current UFO and starseed movement. Now, I want to be clear right off the bat. I know I'm not the first person to piece a lot of this history together. If you watch alternative podcasts or read theological research, you know that the individual facts here are a trending topic right now. But while a lot of people are looking at the pieces, I've used my own discernment to connect the dots in a way you might not find anywhere else. We aren't dealing with separate alien races or sci fi storylines. We are looking at a single, continuous system of deception, what I call the Babylon spirit, using different masks over thousands of years to spring a final trap. Here's exactly how the timeline pieces together. Phase 1, the portal and the vessel, 1946. To understand where the modern space narrative actually comes from, you have to go back to a specific house in Pasadena, California in early 1946. A rocket scientist named Jack Parsons, who followed the occultist Aleister Crowley, teamed up with a science fiction writer named L. Ron Hubbard. Together, they performed a series of intense dark rituals called the Babylon Working. The goal was simple: open a spiritual portal. By stepping into that world, these men opened themselves up completely. They were essentially marked as human vessels by fallen entities, chosen to launch a long-term deception on Earth. Phase 2, the Money Trap and the Rebrand, 1952. A few years after those rituals, Hubbard was struggling financially and professionally. Driven by a deep craving for fame and riches, he opened himself up to a spiritual contract. The entities whispered a blueprint into his mind, and in 1952, he launched Scientology. This wasn't just a random idea, it was a highly calculated false religion engineered to exploit human vulnerability, extract millions of dollars, trap generations of people into spiritual blindness, and tear families apart through forced division. Hubbard introduced terms like theta frequencies to describe the soul and claimed ancient alien civilizations were trapping human spirits on Earth. This was the exact moment the fallen entities started rebranding ancient demonic bondage into modern space opera. Phase 3, the tech grid and the 1977 transmission. This deception needs physical infrastructure to broadcast its frequency. In ancient Mesopotamia, the entities used the physical tiered ziggurats of Babylon to anchor their presence. Today, that ancient network has been upgraded. Modern cell towers, radio stations, and broadcast transmitters serve the exact same spiritual function as those ancient stone towers. We saw a direct manifestation of this on November 26, 1977, in the UK. A mysterious transmission overrode a television broadcast, and a voice calling itself Vrillin of the Ashtar Galactic Command spoke to the public. Secular history calls it a clever human hoax, but the truth is, there was no human hoaxer. It was direct demonic manifestation speaking through the airwaves. The message was highly formulated language pulled straight from the Babylon playbook, designed to seed the modern starseed narrative directly into human minds. Phase 4, the YouTube mutation and the Nordic mask. Decades later, that exact broadcast became the foundation for the starseed movement we see all over YouTube today. The entities simply changed their masks for the internet age. Independent channels have successfully merged different alien species into a sanitized, uniform narrative. They use the exact same one love and peace mantras and vibrational alignments that Hubbard hinted at with his theta frequencies. It is the exact same Babylon spirit frequency, just wrapped in a new age bow to prevent true spiritual awakening. We see this playing out in real time with specific public figures like Erica Kirk. Now, obviously, nobody would look at her behavior and call her a holy angel, but the Nordic archetype operates as an angel of light in a strictly physical surface level sense, presenting a specific polished and structured presentation to deceive the eyes. But if you look closely, you can literally see the demon inside her tweaking just to keep its grip on the human flesh under control. You can see it in the eyes, which ties directly back into a physical pattern I've noticed in past artistic depictions of these so-called alien races. But these aren't aliens at all. It always just goes back to two things: fallen angels and the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim. And right now, this entity's grip is failing badly, and the physical glitching is coming off as an embarrassment. But the spirit inside is driven by pure ancient pride, and even though people are actively catching on to what it is, it refuses to give up its position of power. In Phase 5, the ultimate endgame, everything we've tracked leads to a final scripted trap. When the Great Deception finally does play out, these shape-shifting entities will reveal themselves physically, appearing from the skies and the ocean depths. They will look humanity in the eyes and lie, claiming, "We engineered you all along. We have been watching your evolution from the shadows." The entire goal is to trigger mass apostasy and stray humanity away from the truth of Jesus Christ and the coming great judgment. But here is the most critical link, and this is where my own discernment comes in. During this arrival, the entities will point directly back to the 1977 broadcast as their ultimate proof of benevolence. They will tell the world, "We sent that radio broadcast to you all those years ago. We tried to warn you. Now look at what you've become. We couldn't bear to stand by and watch anymore. Here we are." This proves the 1977 transmission was a calculated long-term investment. By planting that message decades in advance using our own radio towers, the demonic entities created a historical receipt. And they will use it in the future to pose as patient, grieving saviors, coming with the fact that they're the exact same fallen watchers from ancient Babylon.